So we're gonna start doing this roof rack.
All it takes is one job, oh yeah. All it takes is one job, and everything is gonna be okay.
It needs support in the roof for the roof rack because we're gonna hold solar panels, we're gonna hold luggage, we're gonna hold itself. It's all got some weight to it for sure. And with our roof still oil canning and being a pretty good mess still, I want to put in this under brace work to help with that oil canning and whatnot, which is, yes, kind of cheating, but making the roof right and then putting the brace work under it would be kind of a waste of time. I think an effective use of our time is to put that brace work in, let it support that oil canning and stuff, and it'll most likely be good enough to do the body work on after we put the brace work in there. The brace work, after it's in, it's not going to be removable or anything, but it will have the things needed to mount the actual luggage rack to the roof. So the brace work is going to go underneath this skin. I kind of drew out some of the mounts. There'll be a mount here. There'll be a mount here, which will be right over our pillar, so that strength will come up right into the roof. Once again, here at this pillar, we're going to have a mount that's going to go straight into the strength of the pillars here. Once again, and once again. The only one that's not on a pillar is that rear one, but that's just because we have these larger windows back here. So I have a piece of 1x2 up there, and as you can see, it's showing us our lows here, but hopefully, well, I know, because you can go underneath that weld that is that low spot there and just push it up. So after this brace work's in here, I think it's really going to tighten up this roof and make it to where we can do our body work on it without it oil canning and without driving down the road here and this thing echo up there. So the first thing we need to do with these braces that we're going to put underneath the roof is contour it to the roof. We're pretty good from that piece of tape to that piece of tape way back there, and then I have two pieces of tape where we'll probably be cutting it. But I need to bend these down. I need to either cut and re-weld them into a bend, or if I can bend it some other way, we're gonna try that. But the center part can just be pretty flat here, and after we put it underneath here, we'll actually have like they use this foam between that like brace that's in your door. Like I believe they call it an intrusion brace. It's supposedly supposed to help you if the car was to get hit in the door area. But that brace there, they put this expando foam, kind of not like the stuff you use on your house, but kind of like the stuff you use on your house. Like if you put it between the brace and the metal here, it's not going to push the skin out. It's just going to expand and kind of come out the top and bottom and give that to where it's not going to oil can or rattle against that that skin or that brace. So as Jared starts to cut out our braces, which we won't have enough room above to get this metal rail, I'm going to attempt to bend this thing. Alright, so from the beginning of where I want to bend, I've done these 4-inch increment cuts. The biggest thing I want to do is consistency, so something I can do here and do to another one to where they're both the same. You can see we went probably a little too much here, but this will, you know, we can move this, curl it up as much as we want, take it down. So we got it up there and it's almost kind of disappeared up there. So I'm guessing that we're right. And that'll work. So what I'm going to come in and do is I'm going to tack each spot that it's cut here make sure that it's still good, and then take it down and build another one just like it with the same contours, so we're the same side to side here. There is spots with differences. This would be the biggest one. You can see it's a pretty good gap, but like I can just push it up and it closes it up. So once we get this under there, it can support that continuous bow that we're looking for here. So every time I go to weld on this, I have it set up on the roof and I tack it, and then I try to weld it, and it's pulling the metal. Like kind of what we talked about before. Heat it up, the weld can heat it and it'll pull it. And every time I weld it, it's pulling it. And so I'm not liking, because by the time I get done cutting and making this right, it's just going to mess it up too much. So we're going to try it again.
I was going to say, do you think it could be because the rectangle tube is shaped by pulling it around the die that it's just under so much tension? Once you hit it with heat, it just kind of
maybe
starts going.
But I tacked it, so it was already tacked and it was in the right spot, and then I welded it and it moved. So I'm over that. So we're gonna try a different way. Made this little guy so we can take our box tube in here, push it down and bend it. Alright, with our trial and error, we got these things to where it's good enough. We're going to be able to work with that. Now I'm going to start messing with this guy, and we'll bend him to contour this, and then we'll do one for the front and maybe two more in the middle. And that should be good. Jared's making the contour pieces for the edge. Alright, got our crosses cut and bent. Now I'm going to start welding them on at the angle that this is doing, you know. I don't want to try to take it off here and weld it. I'm going to try to weld it on here so we can stay at the same contour, and we'll see how this works out. Got these braces welded in. We'll I believe take this down and grind the welds on the top here where it's going to go up against that skin, and throw it into play. It's actually kind of a neat piece when you have it out there. Never done something so compound curved skeleton. We decided to put some sound deadening on it just in case the other stuff I was planning on using doesn't work. This will make it to where it isn't that metal to metal rattle. And turned out okay, I think.
I'm gonna need to pause right here to readjust. Okay. Okay.
I don't believe it.
Like a glove.
I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. I don't believe it.
Wow.
Wow, is right.
That's pretty neat.
Wow, is right. Okay.
Man, it's like you built it to fit the vehicle.
Yeah, but there was a lot of measurements, precautionary measurements that were not taken.
Yeah.
So that's pretty great that it worked out.
All it takes is one job, oh yeah. All it takes is one job, and everything is gonna be okay.